Hey guys, I'm Austin with Absorb Media, and today, this wasn't the video I was planning on making, but DJI just released this new camera, the DJI RONIN 4D. Now, all I'm going to do is go over the specs of this and give my opinion and my thoughts of this camera and what it is and who I think it's for, and will I be buying one? I don't know. A while back on Instagram, I'd seen a photo of this camera and it was rumored that it was DJI's new camera. Turns out this is what I've seen. It is a real thing. And first off, it just looks, I think it looks pretty cool. It looks weird, but it's cool in like a really weird way. It basically is the Osmo, DJI's Osmo combined with the RS2 or in either gimbal systems. And the body kind of reminds me of the FX6 in a way, where it's kind of got the handle. I don't know. It's just kind of what it reminded me of. It looks like the FX6, and you got like this dinosaur long neck that sticks up in front, and then the camera at the end of it, which I think is just funky looking, but it actually looks pretty simple to use and easy to use. So let's talk about what are the specs of this camera. And I just got DJI's website pulled up here. So first off, it is a full frame 35mm sensor, which that I didn't expect. When I seen that thing, I did not expect it to be full frame. It doesn't look like it at first glance, but yeah, I thought it'd be Super 35, but nope, you got a full frame sensor on that little thing. And well, I said little, it's pretty big. It looks pretty big actually, but it also supports M-mount and E-mount, which I think is a pretty big deal. I think if this didn't support E-mount, a lot of people who are Sony shooters or FX3 or I don't know, might be looking at this camera and be, like I'd seen it. I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. Full frame. Oh, that's really cool. But I was like, and the lenses, is it a fixed lens? No, it's interchangeable. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And I heard it was E-mount, and that's when my ears perked up. I'm like, I could utilize that right now. But with E-mount lenses, this opens up as an option for people who've already invested in maybe an A7 III and want to step. Well, I don't know if you're stepping up. Well, I'd say you'd be stepping up. I mean, it does have a lot of features built in. You get a lot with it. Speaking of what you get with it, it does have D-Log. It has Rec 709 and hybrid log gamma. All right, so you got an 8K model and a 6K model, which I think is kind of crazy that they released two right off the bat like that. I guess 4K is done. No one cares for 4K, not even an option. So 6K I think is plenty. It is a 200 to 12,800 dual native ISO, which is and the 8K version is 800 ISO and 4,000. In the 6K version, it is 800 and 5,000. It is an electronic shutter. Now, this is something too blew my mind. Like, what doesn't this thing have? It has built-in 9-stop ND filters built in on the thing, and it can film in RAW, which is a big deal. And I do believe that is internal RAW on that thing. Now, media it says DJI Pro SSD 1 terabyte. I believe that's their own proprietary storage. CFast Express 2.0 Type B and USB-C SSD. So probably like the Blackmagics, you can just slap an SSD on. I don't know what kind of recording formats you can get on that. Oh, they're here, but I'm not going to go through all of them. They're on the website if you care to see all that. It does have a built-in 2-channel stereo mic. Woo, built-in mic, which is cool. I mean, it's better than not having one. Okay, and another big thing about this is it does have the LiDAR you can have autofocus on manual lenses. I'm sure you've seen videos online of the RS2 and people doing this. I have the RS2, but I don't have the autofocus. I just have the Raven Eye, which that is wicked alone and what it unlocks for 2-shooter operations. Now, it does come with a 5.5-inch 1080p screen, which I think I just watched a couple reviews before jumping on and doing this. Or not reviews, first impressions. I don't think there's any reviews out just yet. But that's the thing is, like, there's only some sample stuff out there, and I just wanted to talk about what this thing is. And I'm not sure what kind of batteries this thing takes. So just looking at it, I'm trying to see what it says here. If it has its own batteries or if it can hook up a V-Lock or what type of battery it has. If it's its own battery system or what, I'm not sure. Max bit rate is 50 megabits a second. I don't know at what frame rate that is, though. Not only is it just a gimbal, it has a Z-axis point where I watched, I think it was Tomato Plane did a video, and the neck of the thing kind of comes out to turn that on and off of the Z-axis, which I thought was pretty cool. From the footage I had seen already of people using it, it kind of reminds me of my Osmo Pocket, how it is smooth, but like tiny movements, it kind of does jar a little bit left and right. Now, I don't know if that's like, that comes with skill or what I've seen of people just, using it the first time, running out real quick and just using it. Man, I don't know if it's, you see this with regular gimbals too, but I just know my Osmo Pocket is very sensitive to those kind of movements. And I know it's a tiny thing and it doesn't even compare. It doesn't compare. I'm just using that as an example because that's where I've seen that kind of footage using my own. I don't know. I just thought it was a pretty cool camera release. It's something different. Finally, something like, I wouldn't say groundbreaking, but it is unique. We see cameras coming out left and right all the time now, but this is a really unique looking camera and it does something a little different with the built-in gimbal, not in-body stabilization. It is a gimbal with a camera and interchangeable lenses. So what this is a gimbal with a full frame 35mm sensor that shoots ProRes RAW internally in interchangeable lenses. So I think it's pretty wicked. Now, will I be buying one? I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I am going down the E-mount line right now. I just recently bought an FX6 and I will be uploading a video on my thought process on why I purchased that for my company and why the FX6 was superior to everything else I was looking at the time. But this is kind of neat too. Let me give you a quick background on who I am and what I do, the type of work I do, and where my perspective opinion is coming from. I own a full service creative agency where we're doing all kinds of content all the time, consistently and fast. So would something like this have a place for the things I do? I think it would. Yeah, it would. And I really think it comes down to the price. And what I've seen online, it's somewhere close to like $9,000. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. You know what? Let me look that up real quick. Oh, okay. I am on B&H right now. I was way off. It is let's see, which one am I looking at? This is the 8K combo kit, and it is $11,499. Okay. So let's look at the 6K before I go into that. $7,199 for this 6K. I think that, I don't know what the combos come with. I don't know if they come with different things or not, but let's just talk about the 6K. They're $7,200. You're getting a full, you're getting a full frame camera with multiple lens options, internal ProRes RAW, built-in gimbal, internal NDs. I mean, do I think it's overpriced? No. I actually think it's probably an appropriate price. You get a 5.1 1080p monitor too with all that. And I assume that includes a battery. I don't know if it includes one of the Pro SSDs, but one of those, 1 terabyte is $800, but that's not too surprising. Media is pretty expensive. But when it comes to the price, I seen this and I thought, oh, this could be a good second camera for me or other people I hire to do some quick turnaround stuff. Or I literally have 2 4Ks right now, and one is always rigged up with a V-Lock and the other is rigged up to be on a gimbal, and it pretty much lives on that gimbal. So I always bring on shoots where I know I'm going to be using a gimbal and it just lives on that. That's all it's there for. It's just a gimbal camera. So if I had this, that would replace that for me, and it's full frame and I have E-mount lenses. So yeah, it would make sense for me to go that way. But when we're talking about business and projects and these cameras as tools, does this DJI Ronin 4D do anything I can't do? No. I mean, I think I have everything at this point. That I don't have everything, but I mean, I can do everything that thing offers to me. I can shoot. I have Blackmagic RAW. I'm satisfied with that. I just recently purchased an FX6, which I'm going to be talking about in the next video. I'm probably going to upload these together because that's what I sat down to film, was why I justified the purchase of an FX6. But yeah, this came out and I wanted to talk about this because it's kind of cool. So I think it's a really cool and exciting camera. I think I would have a lot of fun shooting on it, and I would love to have it around, but I think it would be convenient to have that camera and gimbal built in as an option, so you can go from a tripod and just kind of pick it up and walk off with it, which you can do. You can put a quick release plate on the bottom of the Ronin, but I like the ergonomics of this Ronin 4D a lot better. I think it'd be a lot easier to use as a gimbal camera in general, but you're restricted to that camera as a gimbal shot. But I don't know, is that a downfall or not? I guess it really depends on you. But back to the price. I don't think it's overpriced. And I think if you don't have a gimbal, you don't have a full frame camera. If you want full frame, a camera that can shoot RAW or just a high quality cinema camera, if you want to use that word, cinematic camera. I think it's actually priced very appropriately. And who I think it's for is probably someone just starting to create content for clients, or maybe someone who just wants to step up their workflow, not so much their quality, but maybe they need to step up their workflow so they can go from a gimbal to just sticks to handheld. Now that's something I don't know if this thing can do, if it can lock off the gimbal and kind of go handheld scope. What if you want some of that shaky footage? Can you get it with that? That I don't know. Maybe, I'm sure you can just lock off all the gimbal options. I think it'd be pretty stupid if you couldn't do that with this, but I think it would be a lot of fun to shoot with, and I would love to own one. So I'm not entirely sure if I'll be buying one or not. I think the FX6 is going to be my A cam for a while, but yeah, that's really all I have to say about that camera right now. The DJI Ronin 4D. What do you guys think of this? Please comment down. I'm dying to talk about this. Comment. I will be in there talking to everyone about this thing. I really, really want to talk about this camera. Please talk to me so I'm not just talking to a camera. I'm talking to you guys. What do you have to say about this camera? Will you be buying it, first of all? If you are buying it, I really, really, really want to know, where are you coming from when you're buying this thing? Because like I said, I think it's like an all-in-one starter package in one. But at that price, is that smart to make that investment starting out? I don't know, but it seems really useful. So yeah, that's it for this one. I will be shooting why I bought the FX6 now. So if you care to see that, that'll be uploaded right after this. Well, that's all I got about this camera. I thought it was pretty exciting. So I will see you guys in the next one.